Alrighty, so we have started. What up, Shankster94? And welcome to my 11th weekly Q&A. We're in the double digits now, and we're going to be there for a very long time. So who do I got? Go to watch page. There we go. Alright. What's up, Marat? What's up, Wyatt? What's up, Nightboy? Fearless. The most ugly person you know. Okay. And Shinobi. Alright, so, Marat, my optional dialogue video. Okay, so, did you get my reply? I did reply to that comment, but basically, right now, I'm taking a break from keeping on going back into Code Veronica. So, what's up, Manu? And Garrett Florenzo. Why do I hate the first comments and delete them? Because that's a stupid trend on the internet. You get no reward for putting first on a video. All it proves is that you didn't even watch the video. You just type real quick just to say you got the first comment. So I delete them unless you attach something with it. So more specifically, I delete first comments that say first, and that's it. If you say first and attach something else with it to show that you actually watched the video first, or, I don't know, a token appreciation or something, then I won't delete it. Otherwise, yeah, it's going to get deleted. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start the timer now for 1 hour, because we got some questions coming in. Alright. Opinion on pineapples on pizza? I don't care. Like, if someone gives me pizza with pineapples on it, I'll eat it. But I'm not going to buy a pineapple pizza. Movies I've seen lately. I just recently watched Resident Evil Damnation. See, I don't watch a lot of I haven't watched a lot of new movies recently. I mean, I watched Ant-Man. I watched, like, what was it? Straight Out of Compton. Some movies that are already a year old, at least. I don't know who Danielle Bergoli is. Don't worry, Fearless. There's no way you'll ever speak more than Wyatt Shatrand. In one of my comments, I said that I wanted to simply end fully playing... Outbreak, yeah, is one of the reasons why I may drop the full out of the Let's Plays, because it's just... I don't have the time or patience to stay on that game long enough to truly fully play it, if you know what I mean. That game is way too complex. Why is the stream so early in the day? Who cares? I'm trying to differentiate all of these Q&As from each other. So far, there's been no repeated time frame. So far. So, that's why. Believe me, there's going to be a Q&A that there's going to be a Q&A that some of you just can't make, because I'm going to set it to a time that would be utterly ridiculous, but it would give the other side of the world a chance to see me, you know? So I may one day do a Q&A at 1 in the morning. No joke. Mayweather versus McGregor. What the hell? Mayweather versus McGregor are go-to watch. And who... I have no idea who those people are. If it's like wrestling or sports or stuff, I don't follow that. I don't follow that stuff. Would I rather be stealthy or going guns blazing? Well, I'll try to be stealthy for the start, at least. Least favorite house chore? Probably washing dishes. but I got a dishwasher to help with that. Thoughts on Microsoft Project, a project MGMT software that is designed to assist a project manager in developing a plan. I don't know. That's TMI. Have I seen any gameplay of Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy? I watched about the first 5 minutes of Alpha Omega Sin's playthrough of it. But, see, I don't want to spoil it for myself because I will one day get that game. And I am an insane fan of Crash Bandicoot because that is the franchise I grew up with in my childhood. So it has really great sentimental value. And I would really love to experience this whole new remake for myself. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I hate her. Alright, my top 5 favorite shotguns in the series. So, let's see here. Hydra would probably be number 1. Then you got the M3, and that would probably go for all its variants. So, that could mean the riot gun. Yeah. And that could mean the tactical shotgun and some other games, stuff like that. Then definitely the jailbreaker or the striker, depending on which game. And then from there, it's tough, but I would have to say probably. What am I? Okay, I'm retarded. The boomstick is my number 1, which is the M1100 from Resident Evil 2. Then it's the Hydra. Then it's the M3. Then it's the striker. And finally, let's just go with the enhanced shotgun from Resident Evil 3. So that would be the Benelli M3S enhanced. So, all right, well, I'm gonna say an opinion that may get you hanged. You like the action games 4 through 6 more than the classics. Okay, that's your opinion. It's not gonna change my opinion of you as a Resident Evil fan. If people like the modern games more than the classics, that's fine. It's when people try to change my opinion where I get pissed off. Because in a zombie apocalypse, would I pick a gun or a melee weapon? I'd go for a gun, most likely. Least favorite canon outfits? Never thought of something like that. Probably. Shit. I don't know. I just don't know. I've never thought of something like that, but if I had to think of one off the top, I would probably say Sheba's default outfit in 5, because she's a BSAA agent. She's dressing a little lightly for that, you know? Alright. Which Resident Evil enemy do I think is the most grotesque looking? Probably the Reaper from 5. Is there... Then again, Evelyn at the very end of 7 is pretty disgusting. Is there any game that is complex to me besides Outbreak? Yeah, Remake. Thoughts and opinions on thoughts and opinions. Stop saying thoughts and opinions. How about that? Would I consider using a vape? No. Would I rather be in the Marines or Air Force? Air Force. I got a very good friend who's actually in the Air Force, so. Thoughts on a mainline Resident Evil with really difficult puzzles and logic problems that require a lot of thinking and brain power to solve. Assume these puzzles are emphasized and action is kept to a minimum. Now that I would actually enjoy a little bit, because that's more along my ways of gaming, like strategy and like requiring thought processes and stuff. That's why I love the classic games so much, because they're really puzzle going. Alright. Do I know how to use Microsoft Excel? Probably not. I know how to use Word and PowerPoint. That's about it. Have I ever... No. Have I played any other survival horror games like Silent Hill or Dead Rising? I've played Dead Rising 2, specifically. That's about it. Worst Resident Evil game in the series, non-canon and main series. So the worst non-canon Resident Evil game is Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, in my opinion. The worst canon Resident Evil game would probably be Survivor. Survivor is canon. It's a very tiny story that occurred right after Raccoon City, but you never hear of like that side again after that. So I'll say Survivor in that case. Favorite gun company? Probably Smith & Wesson. Which Crash games have I played? I've played Crash 1, 2, 3, Team Racing, Bash, Wrath of Cortex, Twinsanity, Nitro Cards, and that's it. Yep. Oh, actually no. I've played Crash Purple, Ripto's Rampage on the Game Boy Advance. So. Alright, am I going to play Resident Evil 5 professional difficulty with new equipment, or am I going to use infinite ammo? Most likely going to use infinite ammo, because I'm going to play the game as if I'm playing through it normally, and I'm going to be using my unlocks. Whatever it takes to get through it is how I go by. If I unlocked an infinite rocket launcher in Code Veronica in the first playthrough, the second one would have been with the rocket launcher. Actually, I probably wouldn't have done a second playthrough at all, because that wasn't my original plan. Alright. Now, would I rather play Umbrella Corps for 3 months straight and include it in my Let's Plays, or never play any Resident Evil again? Okay. Well, I would suffer through Umbrella Corps for that much. Someone really was going to shove it down my throat like that. What is my favorite channel on my series? What? What is my favorite channel on my series? So, are you asking what's my favorite YouTube channel, or are you asking what's my favorite series in my videos? You need to restate that question, Nightboy. I don't know what you're asking. What Magnum do I find better, this M500 or Barry's 44 Magnum? I like the Smith & Wesson M500 more. Riot Gun or Striker? I'll go with the Riot Gun. Work's been good, Nightboy. Favorite gun to use in both Umbrella and Darkside? In Umbrella Chronicles, it's most likely the anti-material, or the anti-tank gun. What am I saying? In Darkside, I haven't played that game enough to really have a favorite gun, but right now, when I think of all the weapons in that game, it would probably be the linear launcher. How many years have I worked in my current job? 1. Have I ever played the PS2 Wii game Okami? No. Okay. What is my favorite weapon in the whole series besides shotguns, magnums, rocket launchers, and unlockable weapons? You see, that's defeating the purpose at that point, because you're eliminating all of my favorites already. So you're basically asking what's my least favorite weapon at this point. Why do you guys do that? But anyway, well, yeah, when you annex shotguns, magnums, and rocket launchers and unlockables, all you're left with is pistols and machine guns and sniper rifles. So out of those three, I'll go with handguns. So my favorite handgun is the Red 9. Ha! So if I wanted to buy a shotgun in real life, would I like one with a stock or sawed off? I think I would prefer a stock. Don't think I could fire a shotgun without the stock. Which Resident Evil character do I think has changed the most throughout the whole franchise, not including spin-offs? So main characters, huh? Chris has changed a lot. A lot. Have I ever been so upset with something that concerned my channel or that I thought shutting it down? No. Like, getting pissed off that YouTube is starting to, like, tamper with my monetization settings. But I'm never gonna... The only way I'm gonna quit the channel is if, like... if my entire channel gets, like, restricted in some way. Which, in the current course of YouTube, may happen one day. How much money would I have to pay? How much money would you have to pay me to buy your channel out? $1 million. Executioner versus U3, also known as It, as in Sadler's words. Executioner, just get it in half. What's harder to defeat? A Regenerator or El Gigante? I would say an El Gigante is harder to defeat, because once you have that scope, that special infrared scope, the Regenerators are like no threat as long as you keep your distance. Who would I rather be? BSAA, Umbrella Corps, Stars, or Mercenaries? I'd rather be BSAA. I said I wanted to get an M92F. If I could, would I get it the Samurai Edge, and if so, which model? Okay, if I got the Samurai Edge, I would want the Classic Stars edition. I guess it's more related to Jill's Samurai Edge, basically. Does my channel have a Snapchat profile? No. How many chapters are in Rev 2? There's 4 chapters for each character, so overall, I guess that you would say there's 8. Yeah. And that's not including the extra episodes. If you include those, then there's 10. For a handgun in real life, would I choose a M1911 or a Glock? I would choose the 1911 for sure. Go for that Hummer, man. Do I use a budget to plan my spending, or do I just play it by ear? I play it by ear, most likely. But I don't spend a lot, so whenever I do buy something, like, I don't need a lot of time to think about it. The PS3 version of Rev 2 only has 4 chapters. Beat them all. Yeah. Yep. RPG 7 or M202 Flash? Very good question. The M202 Flash is like the classic rocket launcher. The big green one with 4 holes, right? RPG 7, though, is just more... It's seen more in the series, so it's a very tough call. But if I had the option to hold one of them, I'd rather hold the RPG 7. It looks a lot lighter than the M202 Flash. So, there you go. I'll go for RPG 7 in that matter. What was a better game, Revelations or 5? Revelations, no comparison. Did I know that there are 4 characters in Survivor 2? Claire, Steve, Chris, and Rodrigo. I was slightly aware of that. In fact, within the last week, I finally downloaded a PS2 emulator. And I got Survivor 2. I got a Survivor 2 ISO and tested it out, and it's looking good, and we are set for Survivor 2 after Gaiden, for sure. I may even do what I said years ago what I wouldn't do, and do a whole weapon review for Survivor 2, even though it's all the Code Veronica weapons over in first person, but Why not? Just a little something. Now that I have it in my possession finally. And speaking of which, it's the only Resident Evil game I never owned until now. So I guess you could say I officially own the entire franchise of Resident Evil. Unless you count Umbrella Corps, which I don't, but I will never. Most likely. Alright, so I'm getting way behind because I'm staying too long. So, snipers or SMGs? I'd rather go for snipers. I find SMGs useless, to be honest, in most cases. Now, I actually separate SMGs from assault rifles, so don't get me wrong. I love rapid-fire weapons when it comes to assault rifles. I just think some machine guns are stupidly weak. Rating of 1 through 10 difficulty for unlocking the infinite ammo hand cannon. For me, personally, it's probably only a 5 at this point, but I know for a lot of people it's probably like a 9 at the very least. Have I ever thought to complete and upload a speed run of all the Resident Evil games with just the infinite rocket launcher just for shits and giggles? Not exactly that way, but I have thought of speed runs before for this channel, for sure. Thinking, like, of doing them after the Let's Plays are done. Like, I fully play the entire series, and then we're going to go through it all over again, but speedrunning. Like, so only one playthrough for every single game and see how fast I can do it. I can get the whole franchise done in less than a year if I went at that pace. Probably. Okay, so there you go, Nightboy. So, my favorite series... So, yeah, I have 3 different types of series, basically. I have melee moves. Those came first. That's what a lot of people know me by these days. Then I got weapons, the other main element, and then my new Let's Plays that I started doing almost 2 years ago now. A year and a half ago. So, out of those 3, my favorite element is weapons, for sure. I love weapon reviews. Every once in a very great while, I actually do think of creating a different channel and start doing weapon reviews for other kinds of games. I don't know if that idea would ever come to fruition, but just saying, I do love to review weapons in my style. Alright, most inaccurate thing I've ever said in one of my videos. Well, there's been plenty that people called me out on, especially in these Let's Plays that I've been doing. But I can't remember any off the top of my head. None of them, like, stood out. RPG or nade launcher? Okay. So rocket launcher or grenade launcher, basically, is what you're asking. I like the rocket launcher more, to be honest. I play God mode. If I were in the scenarios for Resident Evil 1 through 3, how far do you think I make it? Assume I don't know what to do as if I never played it. If I never played it, I wouldn't make it past 1. Most likely. Do I play Friday the 13th? No. Do I think shooting down Nikolai with the rocket launcher was satisfying? Yeah, actually I do. It's too bad it's not canon. Do I find the Red 9 cooler with or without the stock? I find it cooler with the stock. Can I list Outbreak characters from most favorite to least favorite? Maybe. Kevin Ryman, Yoko Suzuki, David King, Alicia Ashcroft, Cindy Lennox, George Hamilton, Mark Wilkins, and finally Jim Chapman. So, all right. So, what's my favorite Resident Evil melee move? It's definitely Chris's backhand. Did I know The Evil Within is the same as Resident Evil? Not exactly, but I just know it was made by Shinji Mikami. Don't ever say a different game is the same as Resident Evil when the title clearly says it's not. Like, I take things like that literally. Um, when did I last have a haircut? About 2 months ago. Should have seen me when I started these. You should have seen me before I started these Q&As, Royal. If you go watch my test video for the Q&As, yeah, watch that one. Will I ever stream or post on Facebook? Probably not. Not anytime soon, anyway. What is my best and worst things about making videos? The best thing about making videos is knowing that you guys are going to watch it and are going to enjoy it, and like it's what motivates me to continue. What I hate about my videos is the editing process and how long they can take sometimes, and the tiny amount of free time I have to make them. Do I think Crash would last long in a zombie apocalypse? I don't know. Controlled by a player, he might. TMP or MP5? MP5 for sure. I avoid the TMP like in all circumstances in Resident Evil 4. Here we go. Sex 1 time with Ada or 10 times with Carla. Ugh. Assuming she's 100% identical clone. I don't know. Freaking Carla is a bitch. She's almost as bad as freaking Jessica in Revelations. But I don't know. Might sacrifice the love for Ada to hit that 10 times. I don't know. It's the exact same model. Ugh, she would just annoy the hell out of me with her words, though, probably. Alright, speaking of Chronicles, am I going to buy a PS3 for the 2 HD updated games? You're talking about... Yeah. I don't know about that. See, I'm going to get a PS4 in the future, and what I'm hoping is, like, I don't know if there's backwards compatibility on it right now, but I'm hoping by the time I get to those 2 games, they find some way to do it. Otherwise, we're just going to have to suffer it out and just 480p on the Wii. Because I have no intention of getting a PS3 if I'm just going to get a PS4. Who's more badass, Leon or Wesker? In all honesty, Wesker is probably more badass. When people ask which tactical team in Resident Evil I'd rather join, such as the BSAA, they keep forgetting to mention the SRT and Degeneration. No, that does not change my preference, because that's the only thing they're from, apparently. So they're forgettable. That's the problem. Worst thing about America, in my opinion. Taxes. Thoughts on Trump's Russia scandals? I'd rather not get into it. Will I be getting all of the hidden files in my Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles playthrough? Essentially 100% of the games. I'm going to try to. See, Umbrella Chronicles is not a game I'm very worried about. Darkside Chronicles, on the other hand, I'm a lot worried about. Because I have fully beaten Umbrella Chronicles already, but I've never even generally completed Darkside Chronicles. If I wanted to be a tyrant, which one would I be? The original, the T-000, probably. Does communism work properly? I don't know. Do I plan to play more games in my channel? If so, what? Well, more Resident Evil games for sure. If you're talking about games other than Resident Evil, no. What PS2 emulator is it? It is PCSX2. It's like the top-rated one, the most well-known one. So, and it's working. Only if I run off my CPU, though. It doesn't work if I try to run off my GPU, which sucks, because I have a good GPU. So, yeah, I'm going to play Survivor 2, Fearless. Which way to die is worse? Getting decapitated by a chainsaw or Ashley shouting to your ear until you die? I think I would just take getting beheaded, because it's quick. Is mayonnaise an instrument? The hell? Oh, here we go. Just gonna skip that. Just wanted to say this. I have an airsoft version of Barry Summer Edge. That is so awesome. I wish I had one, actually. Come on, get over. There we go. Your most elaborate comment on my channel. I don't know, Fearless. You've made so many comments since you found my channel that, like, I can't choose one, and none that I decided to remember for all time. I can't do stuff like that. I can only remember certain comments, like if it... I remember comments better if it's antagonistic rather than, like, complimenting my channel, you know? I still remember some comments way back in the day on videos that I have since deleted. But anyway, which weapon class do I like more in 6? Assault rifles or shotguns? I like assault rifles more in 6 specifically. Do I plan on doing a Mercenaries playthrough series? Well, not... I'm including the Mercenaries in my series of full plays, so... yeah. That's like a yes and a no. Yes to I'm playing the Mercenaries in my Let's Plays. No, they're not getting their own series, necessarily. Would I date a trans girl that used to be a guy? I assume she's post-op. It depends on their personality entirely. See, I'm not shallow, but at the same time, I do have gender preferences. Would I be mad if I dated a girl and... Okay, well, that just reiterated the question, so I'm just, you know. Do I have any Resident Evil merchandise? Excluding shirts. Yeah, I got a poster right above me here that features, like, every single character and creature in the series up until Darkside Chronicles. I would show you guys, but that would require me moving the camera like crazy, and it would make you guys vomit, so... no. Okay. So, Battlefield or Call of Duty? Ugh. Well, if I had to choose one, it would be Call of Duty, because I do like the gun game in, like, Black Ops 1 onward. That is the only thing I've ever liked about Call of Duty. Alright, do I like Resident Evil games in first person or third person? I prefer the third person more, but you forgot one. You forgot fixed camera angles, and those are my favorite, unless you count that as third person. Forgive you for saying this, but I would love for something to do weapons review for the games you hate, but no, you don't. Well, not boy, it's not gonna happen, so get over it. What if instead of being with Ada, Leon got with Claire, they adopted Sherry, and after Resident Evil series, Sherry gets with Dave, Chris and Wesker would be related. You mean Leon and Wesker would be related. Doofus. But, yeah, that would be something. Alright, because I'm so fascinated with many of Resident Evil weapons, would I consider myself a gun nut? To an extent. I am not the weapon buff that some people may consider me as. I just like the thought of there being so many different weapons in the entire franchise. But see, I don't know much about guns in real life. I let other people tell me about that stuff. Ever think of making a different channel for different Capcom games like Dino Crisis or Devil May Cry? I'm just not interested in those other games, like, in general, not even for my channel. Like, yeah, I just said earlier that I have thought about expanding to different games, like, in terms of weapon reviews one day, but I just don't know. See, the problem is, if I were to expand to get different franchises, these plans I'm making for Resident Evil would be on hold probably indefinitely. Do you guys really want to see that? Alright, and it's not going to change the pace I make videos either. It's just I just don't have free time, that's all. Alright, looks like I have been ignoring him. Alright, what is my least favorite weapon in Outbreak besides throwables? The sprays, specifically. So that would include pesticide and flame spray. Have I ever played any of the Lord of the Rings? No. Thoughts on indie horror games? They're alright. If you count Slenderman as one, I like that one. Thoughts on the word troll? That neutral. Would I eat a live tarantula for $1 million? Yes. Thoughts on hardcore feminists who bash anything related to men and masculinity? Fuck off. To them. Well, maybe... Oh, don't start. Which two Resident Evil characters do I think team up best? Leon and Claire are really good teammates. That's for sure. Resident Evil 1 for Game Boy Color is an unreleased title, but do I plan to feature it? Nope. I do not. I'm not even... See, I actually have my hands on Resident Evil 1.5, but I'm not even sure if I want to show that either. Top 5 save room themes. Code Veronica. Original. 3, 2, and 4. What happens if a zombie grabs you and push him off? Which Resident Evil character do I think has the best costumes across all games? Leon. What? Damn. Shit. One day I'm never gonna be able to catch up with you guys anymore. Have to improvise somehow. Alright, what is my Xbox gamer score? It's slightly above 20,000, I think. Yeah, I don't play a lot of games. I've been on Xbox 360 for 7 years and only got up to 20K. Which character is more iconic? The merchant or the liquor? The liquor. Do I know how Outbreak scenarios happen in order in canon storyline? I didn't know there was a specific order. I always thought it's the order that the game lists it. See, Outbreak is interesting because it puts you through 5... Well, if you count both of them, it's like 10 different scenarios, and it's like... It doesn't seem like they're connected. It's basically placing you in areas that were significant in the franchise in some way, in Raccoon City, or something like that. I don't know. I never thought about that. But it doesn't mean I'm going to play it a certain way. I'm going to play it through, like, in order, because that's the only way to do it, really. Thoughts of Claire Redfield? She's a tomboy, that's what. Also, Did I play Showdown and elimination modes? I have played them. They're interesting. They're basically the mini games of Outbreak. Do I think they're hard? Not sure. But God, thanks for reminding me of those modes. Shit. See, this is why Outbreak's gonna be crazy. Thoughts on getting a PhD in something related to video editing, such as film? That'd be amazing, but I'm not sure if I want to go through all that education for that. What did I do after high school? I took a year off, basically. Like, I did some job searching, but didn't go very far, and then I moved to a different city where I did get my first job. Ha! 165. Thoughts on Gamergate? I don't really know much about them, actually. Or it. Sorry if I seem very tired, but yeah, it is in the AMs right now. Favorite TV show? As of right now, it's Once Upon a Time. Ultimate opinion on the GameCube. I never owned one. I have played a couple games here and there on it. It's probably a nice little console for its generation, but ultimately, compared to the Xbox and the PS2, I think it fell behind. Favorite flavor of juice? Orange. Is being a YouTuber at my level a good way to get girls? Well, it was never meant for that purpose, but it would be really awesome if I did catch a certain girl's attention that happened to be nearby. Just saying. Do I think Outbreak series are hard or easy? It depends on how I play them. If I play them in easy and normal mode, they're actually relatively simple, and I get a great kick out of them. Hard or very hard, they're a pain in the fucking ass. So, I would say it's medium for me, Murat. I had to have seen the comment you made on that one video for Survivor where the one hunter wouldn't stop bugging you, and you wanted to caption that moment. Yeah, I did see that comment. That was funny. Do I agree that the shotgun never feels better than it does in 4? Probably, yeah. Have I ever thought about remaking 1, 2, 3 weapon reviews on the PS1 emulator in HD? I have, actually. The thing is, though, I don't know if I want them to replace my current weapon reviews that I've had up for so long now. Those first 3 games, those weapon reviews have been up for like 5, 6 years now. So I don't really want to get rid of them or replace them. What I think I would do is, instead of doing a whole full-scale weapon review again, I'd probably do a quick little showcase of all of them again in that HD format. More specifically, one day I'm going to update my Ultimate Weapon showcase, but instead of using all the footage from my established weapon reviews, I might cut all of the footage from scratch. It would be a very, very long project, but it'd be hella worth it. We can include 7 in there now, and whatever other games come out by the time I finally do it. Okay, so which tyrant in the series is the easiest to defeat? The first one, like specifically the original Resident Evil 1 tyrant, I think. All you have to do is dodge him for a little while, and then you just rocket launcher his ass. And it takes like 3 to 4 magnum shots to put him down in that one lab fight. Alright. Game I have put the most playtime into in terms of hours. It would either be Resident Evil 3 or Resident Evil 4. Unless you count playing the Mercenaries as gameplay, then that would be Resident Evil 5 for sure. Because I was playing Resident Evil 5 Mercenaries almost every day for a couple years, back when I was still like doing melee move reviews and stuff like that. So yeah, it's close between 3, 4, and 5, because 3 I've played 30 plus times. 4, I know my last game save on my original PS2 version was at save number 28. So you could say I almost played that game 30 times. But 5, I probably put more hours specifically into 5 and Mercenaries. Game I stopped playing the quickest because it sucked. Test Drive 6. Do I despise modern-day first-person shooters? A little bit. Like, specifically Call of Duty and Battlefield, but... See, the fact that they made Resident Evil 7 a first-person, not necessarily a shooter game, but regardless first-person perspective, I respected that. It brought back the horror element, in my opinion, so... First-person games, sure. First-person shooters, yeah, I don't really like that much. Opinion on how the Nemesis looks like in Umbrella Chronicles and Orc with a potato head, robot voice, and the Gatling gun instead of his rocket launcher. Yeah, not a good way to bring him back. Have I ever thought of doing branded merchandise on my channel, like stickers or t-shirts? Nope. I'm just not that popular yet. Oh my god, I am so far behind. Okay. We're at 16 minutes left. Damn, it's going by fast. Have I ever thought of doing... would I get pissed if they made Resident Evil 2 Remake like a Chronicles game? Maybe. You're talking about on-rails shooter? Maybe, but then again, the Resident Evil UDK project from Rod Lima was based off that engine. They just somehow made it third person, so I don't know. Okay. Which main character would I take as a partner for a zombie apocalypse? Probably either Leon or Ada. Date Ada, but risk of 12.5 chance of her killing you for a mission or be alone forever. I'd take the risk. She's just that mysterious, that's all. Did I ever have a girlfriend in high school? Yeah, I did, actually. How long did it take for me to edit my weapon reviews for Outbreak 1 and 2? It took a while. I don't remember exactly how long it took, but basically you could say I was editing it for a few weeks at least. Would I support a mainline Resident Evil game that is a 2D platformer like Contra? No, because why in the world would you go back to 2D in these times? How does that? Good question, Eric Dean. How does my throat feel? It's actually starting to get sore. That's what. Yeah, obviously you guys can tell. All right, the stream is getting glitchy, so here's your last cue for the day, Shinobi. Do I think the games should have had an infected state after a zombie bit, similar to poison after the poison attack? Maybe. Yeah, that's one thing I don't understand. Why, in all cutscenes, one bite, you're done. And in all movies, one bite, and you're pretty much screwed. But in the games, you can get bitten as much as you want, as long as you keep healing. Yeah, you know? Which female Resident Evil character has... Probably Excella. Okay, Dot. For Outbreak, you recommend looking at someone's videos. Well, see, no matter what, Murat, I honestly don't think I'll be able to fully play it, because it's not just about... You have 4 different difficulty modes, okay? You have 5 different scenarios. You got 8 different characters, and then on top of all of that, you have special items within every scenario in certain places, and some of which are specific to the characters. And then you got the entire collection to unlock through Resident Evil points, and just honestly, there is no way to fully play that game unless we stay on it for years. That's all I'm saying. So, I don't think I can fully play that game, man. When it comes to that stuff, special items and shit, I think I'm just going to leave that to the internet for you guys to look up. I can't showcase all that crap. Like, not in my Let's Plays anyway. Or maybe a day in the unforeseeable future where I actually cover more specific stuff like that. Like special items and stuff. It would be a whole element on my channel or something. I don't know when it would come, though, because, you know, my plans for the next element of Resident Evil is most likely going to be deaths. So, yeah. Favorite song from Def Leppard? Great question. It's definitely Love Bites. Which classic Resident Evil game do I think has the scariest music? Number 1, the original. Favorite soundtrack, favorite track in that soundtrack is when you go into the mansion basement. That shit is menacing. Okay. Favorite or scariest You Are Dead theme. I didn't know that You Are Dead. Oh, okay. Well, they didn't really have a theme until, like, the modern games, to be honest. So, probably 4. It's not scary, though. It's frustrating when you get the You Are Dead theme. Favorite board game? Uno. Wait, that's a card game. And you asked that. So, card game would be Uno. Either that or poker, Texas Hold'em. Board game, I would have to go with Monopoly. Do I play the Resident Evil card game, or do I own any cards at all? I do not play the card game, but I do own cards. I love cards. Favorite top 10 list I've seen? Top 10 movies of 2016? Least favorite top 10? I don't know, man. Once again, I don't like least favorite questions. I know this one's gonna suck, but would you rather die a very slow and painful way, or have 100 random subscribers die a quick and painless way? Yeah, I do hate that. Man, I always say no one's life is worth anything, but see, also no one deserves such a horrible death like that. So, I'm afraid 100 of you are gonna die. At least it's painless. What favorite characters in Resident Evil? Chris Redfield, Ada Wong, Leon S. Kennedy. Those are my top 3. Favorite food? Pizza. Do I still consider Resident Evil 1 to be the scariest classic Resident Evil game? You remember me saying that at the very beginning of you fully playing that. Yeah, the scariest classic is probably 1, for sure. Can the next stream be 3 hours long? Keep dreaming. Nope. See you, need a shield. You've probably already long gone since I'm so behind. Being in a steady relationship with Sheva or getting married to Rebecca and having kids. Rebecca would be a fantastic mother, actually. Like, with her health addicts and stuff, like... Honestly, I'll choose Rebecca. I mean, Sheva is hot, but... Rebecca would be a better mother, most likely. Rate from 1 to 10, my level of excitement for Remake 2. 10. Were I a good student or a bad student in high school? I was a very good student. I wasn't a bully. I was the one getting bullied. I was just... Jesus. Um, okay, so there's a class I had in high school where everyone was looking to me for the answers because I was that good at it. So that should answer your question. What do I think of the Resident Evil movies? The live-action ones, stand alone, are badass movies. If you compare them to the games, they suck. The CGI movies are related to the game, so those are good too. By the way, I don't need to remove the Foley word for Gaiden because characters don't walk, because characters don't talk, and only subtitles display. So you don't have to worry about extra dialogues if there's any in that game. Yeah, I know. The reason why... It's because I'm only playing it one time. And kind of like you just said, it's already a full play no matter how I play it. There's almost no how to play it. There's only one way. So, you know, yeah, I won't drop the Foley for Gaiden. But still gonna be in part. It's probably still gonna be in parts though. I don't know how many. We'll see. How would I react if Ada killed Leon in a mainstream game? I would throw up probably. That would be like the most. Like even if it was a situation where she had absolutely no choice and she actually was heartbroken and hesitated for a while before finally pulling the trigger or something. Oh my god, I wouldn't be able to handle something like that. It would be like it would become one of the biggest moments in gaming history, but it would be crazy. What is my favorite character in Resident Evil? I just said it. Thoughts on the word amaze balls? Shouldn't be one word. Have I ever heard or played the game Bookworm? I've heard of it. I have not played it. Worst aspect of Facebook, the poke button. Do I have my own business cards? No. Which classic Resident Evil setting would I rather be in? Spencer Mansion, Raccoon City, Ashford Mansion, or Sheena Island? Well, Sheena Island's definitely off the list. That's so unrelated. Honestly, I would... Spencer Mansion. Spencer Mansion, for sure. It's like a huge-ass house. You get lost in it. El Gigante versus Ndesu. I think the El Gigante would just take Ndesu out of the sky. Would I consider making a compilation of all my intros in one video? I have thought about that, actually. Like, I do that every once in a while. Like, once a year, I'll adjust my intros and how awesome there are, and, like, make a, like, an evolution, you know? I think I already have that on my channel, but they have since updated. You know, it's something else I have actually thought of. I think for my 10,000 subscriber special, the day it happens, because it will happen eventually at my current weight, when I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to make a video featuring every single time, every what up at Shankster94 I've ever said. Like, basically every single first 5 seconds of every video I've ever made, whether or not it's still on the channel. So we're going to go all the way back to 2010 on that matter. My very first video ever. Resident Evil 5 Melee Moves Original. Chris. For very first uploaded August 14th, 2010. And I still say what up at Shankster94 in that video. It's more like what up this is Shankster94, but yeah, something I thought of that too, so. When I said my save room themes, they were the same as mine, or swapping one and remake. Just shows how far behind I am, damn. Am I gonna play Resident Evil 7 Virtual Reality on PS4? No. And Desu versus Jack Baker's final form. Nah. I wonder if I even know what the Endesu is. I'm thinking it's the Endesu. Oh, I'm freaking retarded. Okay. Okay, I was mixing Indesu with Popokarimu. Indesu is just like El Gigante, just the 5 version. So, yeah, what the hell am I talking about? So, El Gigante versus Indesu. I think the El Gigante is still going to triumph. The Indesu is pretty... I don't know. What I consider... Indesu versus Jack Baker's final form. The Indesu is probably still going to win. You with a knife. You with a knife versus... Yes. Yeah, good luck with that. Have I ever watched Machinimas for any game? I haven't watched Machinima in like a couple years. I have seen their content before. Do I put work before family? No. Which Resident Evil characters... Oh my god, Eric Dean. It's only because I'm so far behind. Alright, most absurd moment I've seen in all of Resident Evil. I just can't do it. It's too big of a franchise. Please, people, keep your questions game specific. Probably Luis getting killed. How about that? By the way, we only have 30 seconds left. Would I want to have a coffee mug labeled I have this? Yeah, actually, that would be nice. Yeah, that noise was a fucking motorcycle. That's what it was. What is my favorite Magnum? I'm pretty sure a lot of people in this live stream will be able to answer those questions for you, Eric Dean. It's obviously you're new to the bandwagon. So yeah. And my timer's going off. So luckily I do have a chat box that shows the latest question, even though I'm super behind. So let me see. It's going... Anyway, well, I'll continue until I see another question pop up. Least favorite male character... Okay, so if they haven't already answered for you, Eric Dean, my favorite Magnum is a Smith & Wesson M500. The hand cannon, if you will. So, least favorite male character. Noted most of your least favorite characters are female, so I was curious. Least favorite male character would probably be Ricardo Irving. Might as well be a female. Well, which female character has the best ass? Claire actually is better in the behind than in the front. In more cases, they're one. If you've seen my Dark Side Chronicles weapon review, I actually throw in a little extra scene of Claire walking up the stairs and me, like, aiming the cursor right there or something like that. Huh. Would I consider Resident Evil Outbreak to be the most complicated? It's one of the most complicated, that's for sure, if not the most. Do I think Claire is one of the more... Do I think Claire is one of the important protagonists? Yes, for sure. What is the female character that I hate the most after Ashley and Jessica? There you go again, eliminating the answers I already gave. Okay, freaking... who was it that I just said is close... Carla, there you go. Alright. Resident Evil 4 TMP or Resident Evil 6 Rev 2 Ammo Box 50. Shit. They're both terrible, but I think I would rather go with the... Well, there you go. You found the reason I would use the TMP over the Ammo Box 50. Jesus. But yeah, TMP with the stock would be good. Okay, so which Resident Evil character do I think should have lived? Enrico, Steve, Piers, or Luis? Well, honestly, Enrico I don't think was that significant. Piers I also didn't think was too significant. But Steve, I already wish was left alive. Luis would have been a very, very valuable asset to like the fight against bioterrorism. So I don't know. It's close between Steve or Luis. Okay, I'm gonna go with Luis on that matter. I think Luis should have lived. He died way too early, like in Resident Evil 4. So if they were gonna kill him off, they should have waited until like chapter 5 near the end or something. Which male character am I? Whatever. If I'm attracted to any male character in the franchise, it would probably be Leon. What is my favorite female character after Ada? It would be Jill Valentine, for sure. Which Ada do I like more? 4 or 6? 4. I feel like she's getting a little too chubby. Which is the best character of Resident Evil? If that... Ugh. Scariest modern Resident Evil. The scariest modern one is 4. Looks like you did, Jeremiah. Will Albert Wesker return in the future? That's not my question to call. That's not my choice to call. Did I watch Vendetta? No. Have I ever played Perfect Dark on N64 or Xbox 360? Its gameplay is very similar. No. Rate the 4 PS1 Resident Evils. Number 1, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Number 2, I give it a 10 out of 10. Number 3, I get it a 7 out of 10. And Survivor, I give a 3 out of 10. Rate Shiva's boobs. 8 out of 10. If I were given the honor to play a prototype of Resident Evil 2 Remake, would I play it? Yeah, I would. Favorite Barry Burton line ever? I have this. You're late, Michael Fortesque. And I have not played the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy yet. Yeah. I watched Castlevania Netflix anime? No. Would I clone myself if given the chance? No. Yes. What is the funniest character joke in the Resident Evil series after you were almost a Jill sandwich? So much for him. We got to the root of the problem. Yeah, I already answered that question. Would I do a Let's Play of Outbreak? Yeah. Okay, I finally caught up with you guys, so yeah, I am not against homosexuality, but if a guy does come on to me, I will tell him no. So I'm not gonna be all like, "You get away from me" or shit like that. But I'm not gonna let him get that far. So you be the judge whether that's homophobic or not. Am I pro-choice? Am I pro-choice? Yes. It is their decision. Alright, people, I'm going to end it here. got an extra 9 minutes from me since I was so far behind, and I guess that's gonna be the way it becomes, because you guys are getting more frequent with your questions. That's a good thing. Means I have to stay longer in order to catch up to the end. Alrighty, so that's gonna end the 11th Q&A. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time in the 12th one. So this is Shankster94, aka the Gamer Shankster. Rate, comment, subscribe. Follow those links that are right here. And I will see you guys once again in the next Q&A. And Murat, if you're still there, your question about the optional dialogues. If you haven't read my reply to you yet, because I did post it, basically I'm like, the fact that I keep getting told after I upload it that there's more. Not that it's your fault. I'm probably not giving you guys enough time to research more, but it sets me off, actually. It starts to tick me off. Like, every time I upload it, something else gets discovered. It's always after I upload and not before. But you know what? At the end of the day, you and Manu Castilla, like, provided so much information for that game already that I did cover in the subsequent Let's Play and the bonus video. But obviously, no one's perfect. So you can't tell me everything at once, because all of a sudden you remember something. So anyway, basically what I'm saying is, right now I'm too pissed at the fact that it's still not done, so I don't want to do anything about it right now. But given enough time, I probably will go back, because, see, it's not you this time who mentioned something else. It was Manu Castilla, and he said, apparently, yeah, there is an extra dialogue with Steve, like, after you go through the wall and before you take off on the big bulldozer or whatever thing. So, yeah, there's that, and apparently there might be extra dialogue with Claire if she's poisoned by Nosferatu when you go to her with Chris. Like, if you try to trigger something extra there, or if, apparently there may be even something, there may be something else, like if I don't get the serum on time, what happens if I just wait a long time? Does Claire die kind of like how Chris does if you don't get the serum for him in Resident Evil 1? So yeah, I guess I have to research that stuff. So for now, there's going to be no extra dialogue video, because apparently I suck at covering everything. So in the meantime, I'm going to be focusing on getting Gaiden ready. So we'll see what happens, people. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.